One thing to know about me is I'm a huge Fallout fan, from the original that I borrowed off my mate Stuart back in high school. Thanks again for that, by the way, Stu, you rule. All the way to the modern 3D Bethesda era, including 76. I played a lot of 76, but I've always been a big fan of the franchise, so you can bet I was over the moon when the Magic the Gathering set was announced. One of the most exciting parts of it for me were the Bobbleheads. In-game, the Bobbleheads all boost specific stats, including your character's special values. Special is the way the modern series handles your character's baseline stats, and it stands for strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. The Magic set made each of the special Bobbleheads its own artifact, acting as a 3-drop mana rock, but also having a second ability that gets better the more Bobbleheads you have on your side of the field. For example, Strength Bobblehead has 3, tap, put X +1/+1 counters on target creature, where X is the number of Bobbleheads you control, activate only as a sorcery. Or the Intelligence Bobblehead having 5, tap, draw X cards, where X is the number of Bobbleheads you control. So as you can see from these examples, the more you have, the better your payoff will be. None of the abilities were particularly exciting to me, except for the Luck Bobblehead. Luck Bobblehead is an artifact bobblehead for 3 generic mana that reads: tap, add 1 mana of any color, 1, tap, roll X 6-sided dice, where X is the number of bobbleheads you control, create a tapped treasure token for each even result. If you rolled 6 exactly 7 times, you win the game. This fits in with the series' luck perks like Idiot Savant, Ricochet, or Bloody Mess, where having a high enough luck stat meant your character would be literally fumbling their way through encounters and coming out safely on the other end based on luck alone. So what we have here is an alternate win con unlike other alt win cons because it still relies entirely on luck, literally on the roll of a dice, so let's dig into that some more. So one 6-sided die, which I will be calling a D6 for the rest of this video, obviously has a single 6 side. So we have a 1 in 6 chance of rolling it, or 16.67% chance. Let's say we have a second Bobblehead out. We roll 2d6, that's 36 possible outcomes that are all equally likely, way more than our original 6. So we have a 1 in 36 chance, or a 2.78% chance of rolling 2 6s on 2 dice. But we need to get 7 6s, so we need all 7 of the Bobbleheads on board. Let's see what it's like rolling 7 dice. So that's 279,936 possible outcomes where I'm rolling 7 d6s. So 1 in 279,936, or a 0.000357% chance of rolling the 7 6s that we need to win the game. Just for a little reference here, you're 9 times more likely to end up with a royal flush in a 7-card poker game. That's with all cards down on the table for best 5. And you're 128 times more likely to get 4 numbers on a UK national lottery than rolling these dice in a children's card game. I am a prolific brewer. I'm honestly ashamed of how many decks I've sat down, planned out, and built on Moxfield, so of course I played around with a bunch of different Bobblehead decks. I already had a Mr. House President and CEO deck that revolved around rolling dice, but the Bobbleheads felt kind of slow and unreliable in there. I saw people using Drafna, but I'm a hipster and that just felt too boring to me, no offense to Drafna fans, so that's when it hit me. I had an old budget Dimir list lying around for the Unfinity Commander DK Finder of the Lost. DK is 1 blue-black for a legendary creature zombie employee. She's a 1/4, and it says, when DK enters, open an attraction. Whenever you roll a 2, each opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. Whenever you roll a 4, you may tap or untap target artifact or creature, and whenever you roll a 6, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It was a weird, messy attractions deck that didn't really win. I played it when I was with new people and didn't want to dominate the board, but still put up a little bit of a fight. It didn't really get to see the light of the day that often, shall we say. I immediately made a connection here with the Bobbleheads. If I roll for them, any 4s will let me untap Bobbleheads. And if I'm untapping the Luck Bobblehead, well, you can see where this is going. I threw all 7 of the Bobbleheads in, along with a bunch of ways to tutor for the Luck Bobblehead, took out some of the weaker dice roll stuff, and became obsessed with honing this Bobble deck. So far, we've only talked about rolling with all 7 of the Bobblehead cards out, but this is Magic the Gathering TM, and in this house we love to break things. And clones, we love them too. So I started adding in ways to copy my Bobbleheads. Phyrexian Metamorph and Wax and Shape Thief for creatures that become Bobbleheads, along with Sculpting Steel and Magic Mirror. Replication Specialist Mirror Works and Replication Technique can create token copies of our artifacts, and Mechanized Production can give us extra copies every turn that we stick around. Finally, we have Masterful Replication that can turn all of our other artifacts into copies of a bobblehead until end of turn. Remember, this is an attractions deck at heart, and those are artifacts, so this can give us one huge turn. We have a couple of extra dice roll tricks up our sleeve too. Bamboozling Beeble lets us roll an extra dice and choose one to ignore. Pixie Guide is similar, but we ignore the lowest roll, which is what we're always going to be ignoring with Bamboozling Beeble, let's be honest. Finally, Xeno Squirrels will let us potentially bump up 1 4 or 2 5s to be a 6 result should we need it. So let's just say, for example, each of these effects, ignoring Masterful Replication for now, has given us 1 extra copy of Luck Bobblehead on top of our original 7. So that's 16 bobbleheads, assuming we demonstrated replication technique. Let's get back to the math. Hello, I'm Dr. Fiend. Dr. Fiend. Bear with me. This is all going terribly wrong. It's worth noting that the wording on the Luck Bobblehead is exactly 7 6s. I've got my notes here, just so I can refer. For simplicity's sake, and for my own brain, let's ignore the other effects and just focus on the bobbleheads. Also, I'm no mathematician, so if I'm wrong here, which I will be, please help me out in the comments. Big shout out to omnicalculator.com for the assist, so go check them out. Quote, the probability of rolling exactly X same values equal to Y out of the set. This is where the binomial probability comes in handy. The binomial probability formula is P, X equals K for value Y equals NCK PK brackets 1 minus P close bracket N minus K, where K is the number of elements we want to select and NCK is the number of combinations that fulfill this condition, also known as N choose K, or alternatively as N choose R. Sure. So I'll try and break this down a little bit now. So for what we are trying to do, we have N as the number of dice, so 16. P is the probability of rolling the number that we want, so 1 in 6. K is the amount of times we want to get our result, which is 7. And Y is the value we want to get on our dice, which is 6. And NCK is the number of possible outcomes we could get from rolling these dice, which is 11,440, giving us a grand total of a 0.7926% chance of rolling exactly 7 6s on the 16 dice we have. And that's still pretty bad. Now this is only assuming we duplicate each artifact 1 time with each effect. We could likely get more with Mirrorworks, Replication Specialist, and Mechanized Production. And I know there's a few of you out there who've already figured out a problem with this plan. At some point, if you're rolling more dice, you're statistically more likely to roll more than the 7 6s that we need. Okay, and we're back in the math zone. Again, I'm not a mathematician, so if this is wrong, please tell me. So as you can see, the optimal number of dice to roll to get exactly 7 6s is 41 dice, which is a 0.021158% chance. Is it possible in this deck? Maybe. Is it probable? Not really. Am I going to win a lot sooner by playing Tezzeret or Haunt the Network? Yes, 100%. Is this fun as rolling all those dice and praying to get the 7 6s? Hell nah. Cool, I think that's it. I think we're good. We can wrap it up. I'll be taking this deck with me to Command Fest Birmingham this weekend, 17th, 18th of May, to hopefully play in a 4-player bobblehead pod hosted by the wonderful MTG Specs. So stay tuned to my social to see how that went, and maybe I'll add a comment or something, so check down below just in case it's happened. I'll be trying my best to go for the luck win if I can, but I can't promise anything. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I've had a little bit of a break, so maybe I'm back. I don't know, I've got a bit more motivation to do these things, so let's see how it goes. But if you could like the video, subscribe, leave me a comment. Is there anything you want me to do next? Any weird cards? Anything strange and unusual in Magic? Also, please correct my math if I got it wrong. I am literally just going off an online calculator. Also, I completely forgot to say, but go and watch the new gameplay on the Magic Castles channel. I'll post a link down below. I'm really proud of how this one's come out, so please go give that a watch and a like and a subscribe and all the things. Thank you. And yeah, with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Hello. Not now. Not now, Greymon. Oh, he's done 2 big poos. Right, I need to